Hello, Violas. Today we are going to be continuing on to page 25, and we are going to play some scales and some pieces in the key of B flat major today. So let's go ahead and start out with our B flat major scale, and this is the same B flat major scale that you have played previously. So let's review our finger pattern. We have low second finger on the G string, that is the B flat that starts the scale. You also have low first finger on the A string with a high B flat, and then on the D string you are going to play low first finger for E flat, also low second finger, and then regular third finger. Okay, excellent. Now we'll go ahead and play a North American folk song. This is the Mountain Deer Chase. This one's a little bit longer. It's 4 lines long. And so I would suggest that you take it line by line at first. And then once you have each line down, you can combine it into 2-line phrases and then finally play the whole piece. This one has the same rhythm that you just worked on in the scale, but notice how the quarter notes in this one are staccato. So we're playing them short and separated using quick bows and stopping the bow on the string. So that's a little different than how we articulated our scale in the last exercise. We use longer bows and play smoother on the quarter notes, whereas here we have staccato quarter notes. Okay, good. And then finally, our next exercise and the last one on this page is an Irish folk song, and it's called the Rakes of Mallow. And this one is an essential creativity exercise. So what they're asking you to do is make some modifications to the notes as written. You can either change rhythms or you can add notes. So they've given you a couple of suggestions of how you might want to approach this activity. So the first 2 measures as written sound like this. And their suggestion is to maybe think about changing the rhythm. So what they've provided in example 1 would sound like this. Like that. You can add some 8th notes, so making some of those quarter notes into 8th notes. Or you can add in some notes in between the notes that are written. So when you have 2 notes that are a skip, and then you fill in the stepwise notes in between, that is called adding passing tones. For example, in this one we go from a B flat to a D in the first measure. So we go B flat. The note in between those would be C natural. And so if we add the C natural in between, that's called adding a passing tone. So that's a really common way to embellish melodies in all styles of music. And so the example number 2 would sound like this. So that's another example of an idea that you could use, and you could use that same idea then on the rest of the piece. So why don't you go ahead and think about how you might like to modify this one, come up with perhaps some variations on it, and then when you come up with something you like, try and figure out how to write it down, and then you can play your own variation as you have written it. I'm going to go ahead and play the Rakes of Mallow the way that it is notated in number 114, and I will let you think of the variations. Okay, and that is it for page 25. I hope you have enjoyed playing in the key of B flat major again, and also learning that new note, E flat, which we actually did not even use on page 25, but you will encounter it again in the future. So have a great time practicing the songs on this page. Good luck and happy practicing.